Hi, I'm Anand Desai. I'm an advocate practicing in India. I'm also managing partner of a law firm, DSK Legal. Raunak requested me to share some of my experiences and thoughts on dealing with clients as an advocate in India. So, just to start, I thought I should share how I learned that lawyers ultimately are service providers. We are not anything more than that. We like to believe sometimes that we have a right to claim to know more than many others because we know the law. But in the international space, when you practice more and more, you realize that internationally, a lawyer or an advocate, as we call ourselves here, is really just another service provider providing legal services. I think that's a good starting point to assess where we stand. We do have the learnings and the experience of dealing with the law, which is a bit different to what other people may have. And that's why clients want our services. What does the client really want in terms of what does he expect from his lawyer? And how do we provide those services in a manner that the client feels he's got value for what he's paying for? He has the satisfaction of knowing that I've gone to the right person and I've achieved what I wanted to achieve by interacting with this particular lawyer versus someone else. I would say the first thing is to try and understand what the client really needs. Often clients come to us asking us for a particular remedy, particular advice, and it's good sometimes to explore what their end objective is. Because once we know their end objective, we can help them achieve that. And that may not be articulated right up front when they walk in and start talking to you. The second thing I would say is that try and demonstrate to a client that you have the time to listen to him. You have the time to see the papers he's showing you. I see a lot of lawyers today who are busy, and rightly so, trying to rush through a meeting and not leaving the client with a sense that he's really understood what I want. I'm not saying spend so much time that it becomes a waste of your time, but clearly spend enough time to understand what the issue is so that you can give the correct advice. The next thing I would say is try and give practical advice. Theoretical advice may be good for us. We may feel important in speaking about sections and case law. As far as the client is concerned, he wants an answer, and ideally wants a practical answer, either to a transaction he's doing, or to a situation he's facing, or to a litigation he's participating in, or an arbitration. Again, if you know what he needs after investigating that, and you can give him a practical way out, which is cost effective, time effective, that's going to be of great value to him as compared to just, like I said, citing sections, citing case law, which is of no interest at all to him, but maybe of interest to us. The next thing I would say is try and be sensitive to him. While we are used to being, as advocates, in a law firm environment or in the environment of a court or an arbitration, a client is not. So it's as different to him, for example, as our being in a hospital or a doctor's clinic. And naturally, the nervousness level of such a person is higher than when he's doing what he's used to doing. So try and be a bit sensitive when he walks in or she walks in. Put them at ease if you can. Start a conversation on a manner that they relate to rather than what you relate to. Again, I've often seen lawyers just throwing out questions, and I'm sure I've done that many times as well, without really wanting to hear the client. That may be appropriate in some cases, may not be appropriate in some cases. So it's good to make that assessment when you get into a meeting to understand what the client wants. I would also distinguish between a commercial issue and a personal issue. Personal issues for all of us tend to be driven by emotion, by our own practical experiences of having dealt with the other side. These are good things to know. A commercial matter typically is far more objective. It may involve emotion, but often it's far more objective because it's a question of either you've not been paid for goods you've supplied or services you've supplied, or something which is, like I said, more contractual based, more money or goods or defective goods related, than a personal issue, for example, a family dispute, a succession dispute, all of which require, I believe, a greater level of sensitivity from us as service providers. Dealing again with a corporate could be a bit different to dealing with an individual. The corporate has a management who normally would come to the lawyer. It may be the promoter as well, but could be someone in management who again has a slightly more objective viewpoint in the ways dealing with the issue. So these are some tips. I hope they're useful, and I hope that Lawpreneurs does very well in their activities. Thank you.